To send a Slack notification from a form submission using Zapier, log into Zapier, create a new Zap, select your form app as the trigger and Slack as the action, then publish the Zap. Once it's live, every new submission posts a message to your chosen Slack channel instantly. Start by opening your browser and going to Zapier.com. Click the login button at the top right and enter your email and password, or use Google or SSO if that's how you set it up. Once you're in, you'll land on your main dashboard where you can see all your existing Zaps. If this is your first time, it'll be mostly empty, maybe a few example Zaps. In the upper left corner, there's a big orange button that says Create. Click that, then select Zaps from the drop-down. The Zap editor opens in a new page with a blank trigger step and a prompt to choose an app. That's your workspace, and it's where everything comes together. Now you're inside the editor. The first block is the trigger, labeled Trigger with Choose App and Event. Click that block. A search bar appears. Type the name of your form tool. I'll use Google Forms for this walkthrough, but you can pick Typeform, Jotform, or whatever you use. Select your form app from the results. Immediately, a new panel asks you to pick the trigger event. Choose New Form Response. That event fires every time someone submits a response to your form. Do not pick New Form. That triggers when you create a form file, not a submission, and I've definitely made that mistake before. After you pick the right event, click Continue. Zapier asks you to connect your account. Sign in, allow the permissions, and make sure you're using the same account that owns the form. Once connected, a drop-down labeled Form shows every form in that account. Pick the specific form you want to monitor, then click Continue. Now here's the step that trips up a ton of people. Zapier needs a real submission before it can test. Open your form in a new tab, fill in some dummy data, a name, an email, a short test message, and hit Submit. Then come back to Zapier and click the Test Trigger button. Zapier pulls that latest submission and shows you the extracted fields. If you see no data found, you either haven't submitted anything yet or you selected the wrong form. Once the test succeeds, you'll see a preview with labels like Respondent Email, Name, and whatever questions your form asks. This step matters because those exact fields are what you'll map into your Slack message. I always submit 2 test responses just to be safe. With a green check and a sample, click Continue and you'll move to the action. Now add the action step. Click the plus icon below your trigger. In the search bar, type Slack and select Slack from the options. Then choose the action event. Pick Send Channel Message. That's the straightforward one for posting a notification. Click Continue and you'll need to connect your Slack workspace. Hit Sign in to Slack and a pop-up asks you to choose your workspace and authorize. I've watched people accidentally grant access to the wrong workspace when they're part of several, so double check. After that, you'll see a field labeled Channel. Click it and a drop-down lists all public channels your account can see. If the channel you want is private, it won't appear. To fix that, open Slack, go to that private channel, type /invite at Zapier and send. Then refresh the Zapier page and the private channel shows up. Select your channel. Below, the message text field is where you build the notification. Click inside and on the right you'll see a small grid icon. That's the Insert Data button. Click it and you'll see every field from your form trigger. Name, email, message, whatever else you collected. Click a field and Zapier inserts a placeholder token, something like 2 curly braces around the field label. I like to structure the message so your team can parse it in a split second. Something like new submission from Com10. Obviously using the actual placeholder tokens. You add static text by just typing it, and you can drop in line breaks. For formatting, you can bold a label in Slack by surrounding it with asterisks. So you type an asterisk, then the label, then another asterisk, colon, and the placeholder. That'll render as bold once the message hits the channel. A small but real annoyance, the toggle that says include a link to this step's input data is turned on by default. That link points to raw JSON, which confuses most team members. I always flip that toggle off to keep the notification clean. Further down, you'll see bot name and icon. Zapier defaults to sending as Zapier with the generic Zapier icon. That can get lost in a noisy channel. Change the bot name to something descriptive like Form Notifier and pick a custom emoji icon, maybe a pushpin or speech bubble. That tiny change makes it instantly obvious where the alert came from, and your team will thank you. After you've set the message and custom name, click Continue. You'll get a summary screen. Review the channel and message, then click Test Step. Zapier sends a real message to your Slack channel right now. switch to Slack and verify it. Check the formatting, that the right data appears, and that the bot name changed. If the test fails, 9 times out of 10, it's because the Zapier bot wasn't invited to a private channel or the channel permissions blocked it. Fix that and try again. Once the message looks perfect, you're ready to lock it in. Back in the Zap editor, both steps show green check marks. At the top right, there's a toggle that says Publish. Click it. Your Zap turns on immediately and starts watching for new form submissions. But don't close the window yet. Submit one more test response through your form and watch Slack. You should see a new notification appear within a few seconds. That final live test gives you total confidence. I also recommend checking the Zap's history tab later. It's in the left sidebar when viewing the Zap, because it logs every single run. If something ever breaks, like an expired authentication token, you'll see a red error right there with enough detail to troubleshoot. You now have a live form to Slack notification pipeline. If you later add new fields to your form, go back into the action step, retest the trigger to pull the updated sample, and map those new fields into your message, otherwise they'll just be missing. For more advanced setups, you can insert a filter step before the action to only post when a dropdown equals urgent, but that's for another day. Right now, the core automation is running. You just set up a Zap that sends every new form submission straight to a Slack channel, so your team gets real-time alerts without anyone manually checking the form. Next, you might want to explore adding a filter or branching to different Slack channels based on the response. If you ever need to revisit these steps, save this video and refer back to it. That's it. Happy automating.